Hello there and welcome back to the channel. So here with another South Park Phone Destroyer video. Update time is here, specifically superhero update time is here, and because of that I'm here to give you a complete breakdown on what we are getting and what's going to be happening and how the new cards work on this video, guys. Before we go any further, I want to say a big disclaimer. All the information that you're going to be seeing here is based on the developer build of the update. It might not be completely the values that you're seeing here might not be completely equal to what we get, because again it's based on the developer build. So if you want to know exactly what the stats are, we'll just have to wait till a few hours till the cards roll out. That being said, what we're going to be talking here, I'm going to be revealing all 10 cards that are coming out with the update. I'm going to be showing you information about the Eternity Gems. I'm going to be showing you a couple of story mode matches. I'm going to be showing you a couple of friendly matches, and finally I'm going to be showing you a couple of PvP style matches. Every single portion of this video will be time indexed, so if you want to skip just to the PvP matches, there's going to be a link for that. If you just want to see the information about the Eternity Gems, there's going to be a link for that too. That being said, guys, let's just jump right into it. Now, as you know, the first three cards, we already know them. The way I'm going to organize them is by rarity. We're going to go from the ones that we already know, and then from the ones that we don't know, we're going to jump on them from rarity. Common, epic, common, rare, epic, and then finally legendary. So super fart, we already saw it. It's a 2-cost spell card. It essentially acts like the new Kid Wave Explosion. Pretty standard. At level 4, it does 83 damage. And it increases 24 as you level it up to level 6. Now the other card is Fast Pass. He is a 3-cost epic fighter with 200 at base. It's going to be 211 HP points of HP, and then 48 points of attack damage. As you make him or upgrade him to level 2, he goes to 264 and 60 points of attack damage. The most important thing is that he has a charged ability, and that charged ability allows him to dash to a specific path, and anything that is within that path will get destroyed. You're going to see a video of him in action, so don't worry about that. Remember, if you just want to skip to that, there's going to be a link on the comment section for that. Not on the comment, on the video description for that. The other card is going to be Human Kite. As you saw, he is a 4-cost range flying unit. He's an epic card with 140 HP of base health and 26 points of damage for at base level. That actually increases quite substantially, but his most important thing, besides that he's being a flying unit, is that he has a charge ability, and that charge ability allows him to shield any unit that's below him for 5 seconds. His charge time is pretty darn quick. It lasts a pretty darn long time, so I think he's going to be a force to reckon with. Now, for the cards that you guys haven't seen, the first one is Tupperware. Tupperware is going to be a 4-cost common card with 250 HP points of health and then 33 points of damage. Now, he has a special ability that is always on. He is immune to abilities and status effect spells. That means that he cannot be poisoned. That means that he cannot be frozen. That means that he cannot be mind control. Anything that affects him or any of the abilities, right? So just remember, charge abilities will not affect him. He is an Iron Man, you know, that's sort of his thing, so he cannot be affected. So I think that this card will be freaking amazing. As you make him up to level 2, he increases to 539 of health and 71 of damage. Pretty standard common card, not a lot more, but I think he's also going to be a very good card. The 5th card on the roster, as you can see here, is Mosquito, aka Stan. Now, Mosquito has a psychic to him. It's a swarm of mosquitoes. And why am I showing him? That is associated with his special ability. His special ability he has a war cry. Every time you deploy him, he will summon a flying mosquito swarm, and that mosquito swarm, every time that mosquito swarm attacks, it will heal mosquito up. Now he is a 3-cost rare fighter, 250 points of HP, 34 points of damage. Now, as you upgrade him to level 3, he goes to 419 HP points of health, 58 points of damage, and the swarm unit actually increases in damage too as you upgrade him again. The 6th card, if I'm not mistaken, it's right here. It's one of the many that you guys got a hint of, but a lot of you couldn't get it. It is the Shumper. It is one of the new mechanics being introduced with the superhero theme. The Shumper is a trap card. It's a 2-cost trap card that once deployed, it will damage and freezes all enemies that come into contact with it, right? It can damage and freeze more than one, but it is the first unit that step on the trap, it will activate it, and then it has a certain radius of damage. At level 3, the amount of damage increases substantially to 80 to 202. The trap has some damage, 50, but the thing is that the trap has a set time. It's just like the chicken coop. It's just at the flag. It will not how you say this? It cannot. It will just self-destruct after a certain amount of time. It can be damaged, right, by a bolt. It can be damaged by a fireball. It cannot be unholy combusted because it's not a living thing. The next card is the Coon. The Coon is going to be a 5-cost epic tank with 684 to start with, 18 points of damage to start with. His special ability is teamwork. Essentially, the more superhero cards you have on playing on the field, the more damage he does. Just like Classy, that gets a boost, but he instead does it for a certain amount of units that are on the field. That damage to start with at level 2 is 19. It's a little bit less at level 1. I want to say 16 or maybe 15. But as you can see, at level 2, he goes to 854 points of HP and 22 points of attack damage. The next card is going to be Toolshed. Toolshed, this card is actually pretty nice. It is an epic fighter, a 3-cost epic fighter, 260 points of HP, 57 points of damage. He has a charge ability. He can actually deploy traps, or he can neutralize traps, right? So any of the two, depending on whether or not he has a trap in front of him, when you activate his ability, if there's a trap, he will disable it. If there isn't a trap, he will lay one in the floor right there. So Toolshed, his traps increase with his level, just like any other one. As you max him up, 325 and 71 points of damage at base level 2. The next card is none other than Mysterion. Mysterion is going to be a legendary card. He's going to be a 5-cost legendary assassin with 96 points of health, 102 points of damage. His thing is that he revives himself just like the cartoons. Every time he dies, he revives himself. Now you may say this is super OP, this cannot be, but the way that the developers have made it, it takes some time for him to die. So the closer he dies to the new kid, the quicker he revives himself. The farther he is from the new kid, it will take a lot longer for him to revive himself, because the way it works is that a little orb goes flying up in the sky and it needs to reach the new kid in order for him to be revived. And he gets revived just at the foot of the new kid. All right. Our last card, and based on what I told you, is going to be CallGirl. CallGirl is going to be our legendary. It's going to be a legendary card. She's going to be a 7-cost legendary range unit. Her war cry, yes, you're reading that correctly. She will summon a superhero ally that you have on your hand, right? Not on your deck, on your hand. That means that if you have CallGirl and you deploy her and you have Mysterion on, Mysterion would get deployed. If you have Mosquito, Mosquito will get deployed, right? It's a random card, a superhero card out of your hand. Now, she starts with 200 HP of health, 24 points of damage. That health is crazy high, right? As you and you may be thinking, what about Pope? Yes, you can Pope her, and yes, as you Pope her, her war card will activate again. So it is actually a very costly card. It needs to be played correctly, but I think on the right hands, it will yield like massive craziness on the match. You're gonna see her going into the matches that I'm gonna be showing in a little bit. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Eternity Gems. You probably have seen Buck already mention it, but just for the sake of completion, I'm going to mention them right now. We have been collecting all of those Eternity Gems. What can we do with them? Well, we can essentially exchange those gems for packs on the shop, right? And we can buy a pack, and then based on what we buy, we're gonna get different levels of cards, different amounts of cards. And the Buck already put a little announcement, but I'm gonna show it to you here either way. So pack number 1, which is the cheapest one, 710 Eternity Gems, it will give you essentially upgrade materials. Pack number 2, costing 1500 gems, will give you 62 common cards, 16 rare cards, 80% to get an epic card, 30 upgrade items, and then finally 1250 gold coins. This third pack, it will cost you 3050 eternity gems. It will give you 30 common cards, 11 rares, 3 epics guaranteed, 104 upgrade items, and finally 950 gold coins. Lastly, it's going to be pack number 4, which is the one that you just saw on the video. It's going to cost you 5,900 eternity gems. It will give you 8 common cards, 9 rare cards, 6 epics, and a 30% chance to get a legendary card, in addition to 750 gold coins and 44 upgrade materials. Now, depending on what you want, you might want to pick pack number 2 or pack number 1 or pack number 3. I know that for me, I'm all about the epics. I'm all about the legendary, so I'm going to go ahead and get as many of these pack number 4, so the 5,900 gem cost packs. All right. Now, let's go ahead and jump now into the story mode, just to give you a quick sneak peek of what's going to be happening on the story mode. So let's get this video started.
Almost unfair tactical advantages for my own evil purposes. That one-of-a-kind foil line gorgeously illustrated card shall be mine.
That sounds pretty fun. So that is, that is just a little, that's just a little sneak peek of what's going to be happening with the story mode. Let's just give you a story mode match that will essentially introduce you to all of the cards that we have on the game right now. All right, so this is sort of the boss stage of one of the story modes. Deploying CallGirl right now, as you can see, her thing is she will bring out a random hero unit from your deck. So you see there the swarm. The swarm every time does a little bit of damage. He will heal up Mosquito. So there he go. He deployed Mysterion. Mysterion will die soon. So now you're gonna see what he does in terms of his ability. There goes Kenny. Kenny kills him. He deploys a Tugi. But now you can see Mysterion is essentially reviving himself, and that is the mechanic. The orb now starts flying at a specific rate or a specific speed, and once it reaches the new kid, at that point it will revive Mysterion. I believe soon he will deploy Human Kite, as you can see here. Now, Human Kite, remember, shields all the units that happen below him. He actually flies pretty fast and actually shields the units for a pretty darn long time. Now, Humankind unfortunately got transferred to the other side by Imp, but here you saw that ability. That is important. So all the units, depending on where they are, if they enter the circle, they will get shielded, right? And if they exit the circle, they will get shielded. They will get unshielded. So Kun, his ability, remember, has to do with the fact that depending on the number of units, superhero units are in the playing field, his damage output would increase. As you can see, he put in Mysterion, it increases by 19. If he were to put Mosquito and Fastbat, it will increase by a multiple of 19 every single time. So pretty easy stage, but it just sort of introduced you to a few of the cards. Not all of them were in. So I'm going to give you an idea of what's going to happen in a little bit. All right. So the next following ones are the friendly matches, the team matches or friendly levels. So again, these were all played by Buck on the test server. And we're gonna just, I chose these particular videos because they highlight most of the cards, I think all of the cards. So here we go, Toolshed being deployed. Toolshed, as soon as his ability is up, he will deploy a trap, right? And that trap will survive for a certain amount of time. You can see that little timer. If I'm not mistaken, it should be somewhere close to 15 to 17 to 18 seconds total where that trap is gonna be, up. You probably can just go back and revise. There you saw Human Kite activating his shield. Now you're going to see the essentially Mosquito being healed by the Mosquito Swarm. Now you're going to see the trap in action. So the trap damaged not only Mr. Hanky, but it also damaged Mosquito. So it's a pretty darn good trap ability. I can just see it being really, really useful for those doogies, especially if you don't have how do you call it, a spell card, because essentially you're for a 2 cost you're going to be taking a 4 cost card. There you saw the fart. Again, the fart just pushes everybody out of the way. Toolshed deploying that trap. Here goes CallGirl, 7 costs, and she went ahead and she called in the Kun. So that is a essentially you got a 5 cost card for free. You can see now Fast Pass doing his thing. He attacks pretty darn quickly, and that is the ability of Fast Pass. He does that push. He attacks. He targets the nearest unit and then attacks within a pass. So you saw there that Human Kite was activating his shield, but as soon as Toolshed left, he no longer was being able to be shielded by Human Kite. Here goes Tupperware. I don't think we see anything in particular with Tupperware. He just essentially crosses over. But remember, Tupperware is immune to all abilities, and he is immune to all status. So no freeze, no mind control, no nothing. All right. Boom. CallGirl calling in again, using that ability, calling in Mysterion. Now, one question that you may have is, what about Pope? Can you Pope CallGirl? And the answer to that is hell yes, you can. I'm going to show you in the PvP matches. So just hold into that, guys. So now take a look at the Swarm. The Swarm is attacking, and the Swarm is healing that Mosquito. And this match will go to sudden death. And there you go, Fast Pass doing his thing. Look at how quickly Fast Pass is charging. And take a look at this, guys. So here, Fast Pass, you saw that he had targeted Jimmy, but also hit Mr. Hanky. And now look at this. He hit the new kid, but couldn't hit Human Kite. But now he will be able. Well, the explosion prevented it from happening. That is a victory right there. Let's go ahead and check out the next set of matches that we have available. So this one right here is again another friendly match that we're gonna see Buck fighting against. Let's see what he starts with. So I believe he will start with Tupperware. He deploys that trap, and he deployed the trap at 2:48. So let's see when the halfway mark is reached. So yeah, 8 seconds. So the trap lasts somewhere between 16 to 18 seconds, somewhere around there. So Fast Pass doing his thing. Toolshed is going to deploy that trap for sure. Toolshed versus Toolshed. Who's gonna get it? Now he deployed the trap. Mr. Hanky will get hit by that trap, I believe. No, Mysterium will get hit by the trap. Boom! Remember that at level 3, that trap does, if I'm not mistaken, does over 200 damage. So it is not something to take it lightly. You can see here that orb. Oh shoot! You can see the orb of Mysterium flying towards the new kid. He will get revived in a few seconds. Coon being deployed, and now here we're gonna see how effective Human Kite is. That shielding is gonna keep them, all those units, alive. Remember, it's 5 full seconds, right? If you manage to get it from the start, and then he charges pretty quickly. Like in 11 seconds more after he deployed, he will have that new charge ability up, and this match will be over fairly quickly, if I'm not mistaken. Buck is waiting with the unholy combustion, or with the transmogrify. I'm not sure which of the two he has. All right, deploying Tupperware. Oh, it was a bolt what he had there. He fell with the bolt. He hit the new kid in that particular instance. So let's see. Oh, Buck is already winning, so 50 more seconds, and if this match will be over. Tucha deploying a trap. Trap destroying Tupperware. Comes Mysterian, hitting those kids out. He is shielded by Human Kite. He survives now. Unfortunately, the mosquito swarm will get him, and he will get destroyed. On the meantime, Mosquito is being shielded by the mosquitoes. He tried to get healed, but there was not enough time. There were too many units. And here we're going to see Fast Pass doing some damage. Oh my god, that path is extremely long, and it does a lot of damage. Now remember, Fast Pass, his thing is velocity, so he will charge super quickly. However, that's not going to be enough, and that's going to be a match for Buck. There we go, guys. So that being done, I'm going to then show you a few matches now. Instead of friendly level matches, it's going to be PvP matches at a higher level. Now you will notice, one thing that you will notice here is the fact that this seems to be new. Cannot confirm that it will be on the final build, but you can see the rank of the players now on the bottom of their name. So starting with Toolshed, level 5 trap. I wish I could click on that, but I cannot, unfortunately. Now he's waiting to use Toolshed's ability because he wants to essentially clear that trap out of the way. Now Human Kite shielding all of this unit. He used Unholy Combustion right there. Jam Jam comes out with Satan, destroying that entire push. Freaking craziness. And now he comes down with Fast Pass. Let's see what he can do. Boom. He poked, but he unfortunately was able to poke Medusa Bebe, and now you can see the effect of Fast Pass. He's attacking the new kid, right? He's still freaking alive, but now once he activates his power, he will do that entire slashing damage towards the new kid. So take a look at this, guys. Look. Oh, he hit Mosquito, so he couldn't hit the new kid, right? So that's what makes, I think that's sort of the balancing effect that doesn't make them as OP, because if you could essentially select the farthest unit or you could select the unit, it would prove to be very devastating, specifically at the speed at which Fast Pass charges. So there we go. CallGirl calling in the Coon 7. CallGirl is a 7 cost unit. The Coon is a 5 cost unit. So net, it ended up being a 2 units for the price of 7. So about 3.5. Is that worth it? You know, maybe. I'll let you be the judge of that. Perfect. So you can see there the little orb of Mysterion going back to the new kid, and here probably you can then time it. Let's see if we can time it from the halfway mark, which is now. So it takes about 10 seconds to go from the middle to all the way to the quarter mark of the field. So there we go. You saw Fast Pass attacking laterally, which is actually pretty darn great. And there you saw that line for Fast Pass. We haven't been able to see him a lot, but that's the way Fast Pass works. Now this is going to be a sudden death match. Whoever gets that last hit will end up winning. Let's see who can get it. I don't know if Jam Jam has an install removal on his hands. So let's take a look. Who will win? I don't remember who wins in this match, guys. Fart being activated, exploding everybody out, just buying him some time. And bam. Fart just destroying the push of Buck. I think it will go down to a freaking draw. It seems to be like that way. And yeah, it is going to be a draw. And let's go to the final match that I'm going to show you on this video. Again, and this particular match, you can see the process of CallGirl being poped back to life. And essentially, for the cost of Pope, you get CallGirl, and you get Pope, you get CallGirl, and you get the unit that CallGirl brings in. Bam. So for sure, he will start using CallGirl. Let's see what CallGirl brings in. Boom! He got the Coon out of his deck. So again, 3.5 for both units. Pretty hefty units. Mosquitoes aren't coming in. They're gonna start healing in. Buck knew what was coming, but not before. And he essentially honeycomb busted CallGirl, but not before she called in the unit. Now he's getting ready. He knows he needs to pope that CallGirl back to life, and that's going to happen very, very soon. Mosquito Swarm doing a quite amount of damage, 48 damage every single hit right there. Jam Jam using the fart. Now he's getting ready to essentially pope that CallGirl back to life. Now CallGirl can get sapped. She's not immune to the sapping distance. There we go. And he will poke that CallGirl back to life. Bam! And CallGirl then popes in Fast Jimmy. So Fast Pass, that's a 3 cost. So essentially for 5 costs he got 2 units plus the Pope right there. Well, actually for 6 costs, so on average, that's a 2 unit per, or 2 costs per. There you can see that the path that Fast Pass will damage. All right, anything inside that little line will get damaged by his ability. Human Kite doing what Human Kite does best, which is shielding everybody. And just one more minute, guys, remaining, and this match will be over. It seems that Buck has a nice handle on Jam Jam on this particular case. Ooh, nice fart, but unfortunately that will not be enough. Here comes with Mysterion, 5-cost assassin. Not a very, a very expensive card to be using. And it didn't quite work for him. Mosquitoes are going to do a little bit of damage here and there, not that much. Now you can see that the speed at which Mysterion's orb moves is about the same speed at which fighters actually move across the field. So not too bad, not too bad. Ooh, Fast Pass doing damage. Fast Pass gonna attack sideways. 30 more seconds and this match will be over, guys. 2 more seconds and this match is over. Buck won. And as you see, like all these matches highlight each of the 10 new cards that we're gonna be that we are going to be getting. So that's pretty much it what I have for you today. I hope you liked the video. I hope you find it interesting. And if you did, please let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear it. Are you excited about the new theme? Because I am for sure am, guys. So I want to say thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked the video. Take care. And Soul is checking out. Later.